Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Reata Horsemanship. I'm Luke Brown. I'm very excited to be with you here today on Thankful Thursday. As you can see, the herd is coming down the road. We just passed Bayfield, Colorado, so it's early. It's kind of early in the morning. We started actually after the rush hour traffic because we had to cross a major intersection there in Bayfield, and it's pretty busy. We got through it okay, and we're coming down what we call the Buck Highway down to Ignacio, Colorado, and then south of there about 3 miles. So we'll get in about dark to Reata Ranch tonight. So it'll be a full 3-day trip, and it's been a wonderful 2 days so far, and today's the third day. My calves are a little bit sore. I'm more used to riding than walking, and so this is a little bit different for me, but it's been great. It's been awesome. And today for Thankful Thursday, oh, by the way, I will be back on horseback soon. In fact, in the next couple days, I'll be riding and gathering sheep down at the ranch, and we're going to be bringing cattle off of the ranches, off of the mountains as well. They're up there on summer pasture in the mountain ranges in the Colorado Rockies in the San Juan Mountains right now as well. So once we get the sheep all settled, we're going to go up and start gathering cattle. There's about 100 head of cows or something up there with their calves and a couple bulls. So we'll be bringing them down. So Eddie's doing really well. I haven't ridden him in the last couple of days. The first day we came off the mountain, so I went up one day, then the next day we came off the mountain, so we rode probably about a quarter of the day, till 10 or 11 in the morning, and then I took the mules and horses home, including Eddie, and then came back, and we've been on foot ever since. People ask me, why don't you ride horses when you're driving these sheep? Well, the truth of the matter is out here on these highways, even though there's relatively little traffic at times, sometimes there's a lot of traffic. I mean, we're talking 30, 40 cars in a row stacked up behind the sheep, and we're trying to get them through the sheep. And so being on horseback just isn't safe. It's not safe for the vehicles, for the horses, for us, or for the sheep. And so being on foot is much, much more efficient to help the vehicles through the sheep. When we're out herding the sheep and taking them across country and there isn't any traffic, whenever I can, I like to ride a horse, of course. It's my favorite thing to do. And today for Thankful Thursday, I wanted to talk about these beautiful sheep behind me. They are a Rambouillet Finn cross, and just in the last few years, we've mixed merino in with them, and so they have beautiful wool. That wool is shorn every year, so taken off, sheared off, and then processed. We don't do the processing, but we sell it, and then it's processed to make clothing and other things. And then we also separate the lambs in the fall. So tomorrow, actually, we're going to separate the lambs from the ewes, and we're going to, a few days after that, we're going to ship the lambs off. So we're going to wean them and ship them off, and they're going to be grown till they get about 40 pounds heavier, and then they'll be sold for meat and wool and for their hides. Everything about the sheep is utilized. And I'm so thankful to have grown up on Reata Ranch and with all these sheep. We raise cattle as well, but the majority of the income, honestly, has been from these sheep. If it weren't for these sheep, Reata Ranch would not exist. Reata Horsemanship would not exist. These sheep have taught me more about horses, almost more about horses than horses have, because they're a very, very highly reactive prey animal. Sheep are much more reactive, if you can imagine, than horses. Actually, they're not as big, so when they react, they're not as dangerous, but they still can be dangerous if you're close to them. My great-grandfather actually got into the sheep business around Durango, up here in this area in Durango, Colorado, because the original owner of the sheep herd was cutting out yearlings. So they were coming down a chute, and he was sorting them. We call it cutting or sorting. And one of the yearlings jumped in the air and headbutted him on accident, but jumped. Sometimes when they run by something that they're afraid of, they'll jump in the air. And this yearling jumped in. The younger the ewe is, the more likely they are to jump like that. And she jumped up and hit him in the head and actually crushed his skull and nearly killed him. And he was semi-paralyzed. I think he had hemiparesis and just wasn't able to continue raising the sheep. So my great-grandfather bought that herd, and that's how we got into the sheep business. So sheep are, learning to manage sheep, manage their reactive state, and learning when to put pressure on and when to take pressure away, and when to give them space, and when to put on the pressure and when to take the pressure away. That is something I learned from sheep. And that's something that's vital in horsemanship. If you don't know when to put pressure on and when to take it away, you won't be a good horseman or horsewoman. And remember, most training with horses is about pressure and release. You put pressure on and then you release the pressure when they start to try to do the right thing or do the right thing. And so I'm thankful for these sheep, thankful for these woolly critters who I got to, ever since I was a little kid, I've loved sheep. I love being around them. This is one of my favorite things to do, is take them down from the mountains and just be around the sheep. They're just wonderful animals. I'm so thankful for them. Thankful for you guys. Thankful for the opportunity to be up here at Reata Ranch helping my dad and my parents. And I will see you soon. Hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time, be thankful, live with purpose, live with passion, and as always, stay safe in the saddle.